This is E from the Crochet Lounge, and today I'll bring you a tutorial of magic circle, color switching in a circle, and invisible join in a round the Crochet Lounge way. Enjoy! Okay, there's several parts of today's tutorial, so let's get started with this white yarn. I'm going to start with a magic circle. I like to wrap it around twice over my finger, cross it over, hold it in place with my thumb, insert my hook, and start with drawing through a loop, secure it, and then chain one. This does not count as part of our stitches for this round. And then 10 DC into the circle. 1, 2, 3, and that was 10 double crochets into the circle. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And this is the first part of our tutorial, so I'm going to show you closing this magic circle. If you just go ahead and pull on that yarn, the string that's closest to this tail is going to start to get smaller, but what you really want to do is pull on that string that just got smaller and close your previous loop first. So the loop that's further away from the tail, you want to pull it shut nice and tight. There's basically no circle showing, no hole showing in the circle anymore. And normally what we would do at this point to finish this round is inserting our hook into both loops of the first stitch and then slip stitching it closed, and we go on to the next round. However, what I would like to do, and also because I'm doing a color switch and I do not want to finish off here, instead I just want to do a quick color switch, and I'm going to show you really quick. What happens is, if you do a regular color switch, especially from white to a darker color, like the red we're using here, what you'll find and what you'll see is no matter how you adjust this last stitch, you chain 2 and you start the round. Again, my chain 2 does not count as part of this circle or this round, so I'm going to do 2 DCs or 2 double crochets into this same stitch. And by the time I'm done going all the way around to my 20, you're going to be able to see this white bar, horizontal bar, over this joining red yarn. I really personally do not care for that little white bar to be showing there over this red where I've joined my yarn. So what I do, and I'm going to show you what I do very carefully, is on the last stitch of this round, I'm going to pull out one stitch. So this is your last double crochet. And what we want to do is join the yarn at this point to finish this double crochet. The reason why I'm not pulling out this last stitch is because I've already sealed shut my center of my magic circle, and if I pulled it out, my hook would not be able to go back in there. Already done that multiple times trying to record this video, so here's to a successful video without an outtake. So I've joined my new yarn, pulled the white for the first color tied or tighter, and then I'm going to stitch first. Then I'm going to start crocheting over this tail. We're done with this white, so I'm going to cut it, and that way you can see how we're crocheting over the tail. so we don't have more things to sew in at the end. On chain 2, again, my chain in the beginning of the round does not count as a stitch, so we're going to do 2 double crochets per double crochet space. 2. And notice I'm holding onto this tail so it's being crocheted into the back of this piece of fabric that we're creating. So 2 double crochet into the next stitch. You want to do that all the way around. And since you had 10 double crochets in the first round, you would have 20 by the time you're done with the second round. When in doubt, count. You'd be surprised and amazed at how much we have to rip out. Oh, look, a piece of blue paper. How much we have to rip out from not counting properly, even from 0 to 7. As strange as it may. Into the next stitch. Your odd number, if you're counting as you are crocheting, the odd number, it always goes into the next stitch. So, and then the even number that follows it goes into the same stitch to create 2 double crochets in one stitch. We have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. This is where my tails ended, right here in this well. Just pull it a little bit, and if you cut it right there, tucked in. Yeah. 19 and 20. How we normally finish off is after 20, do a slip stitch, then you do another stitch and you pull it out, you pull it tight. Now there's a bump there, you cut your yarn and you sew in the end, but you're going to have this little bump here and we're trying to avoid that. So in an invisible join, I want you to finish your 19 double crochets. On your 20th, do half of your double crochet, pulling through 2 loops. At this point you have 2 on your hook. Insert your hook into the back loop only of the first stitch. Draw up a loop and all the way through like you're finishing your double crochet. And you want to pull this yarn out about 3 inches and cut your yarn. Take out the tail you're no longer using. So now you have this short 3-inch tail. Insert your hook through both loops of the second stitch of the round. Pull this tail over and draw it through. So you see how we're already creating this back loop for the first stitch. We're going to front loop only of the last stitch of the round. Draw this yarn through. And I missed the entire front loop, so let's do it again. Do you see how nice this is? It looks exactly like the stitch before and after. It looks just the same. You want to insert your hook from the back of that same stitch through both loops and draw that to the back so you can weave in the ends in the back and sew in the back, as well as your initial magic circle tail, and sew it in. But this allows you to have your invisible join. If we want to count it, I'm going to stick my hook right here. Count that as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I know that there are other seamless joins to circles. Some of them give you an extra stitch. This avoids an extra stitch altogether. And so here you are.